College is more expensive than ever right now, and I want to talk about 10 great tips to save money as a college student. Even if you aren't in college, stick around because many of these principles apply to everyone. Whether you're navigating student loans, rent, or just trying to stretch that ramen noodle budget, these 10 practical tips should help you save big. So let's dive right in. Alright, tip number 1 is about the basics, budgeting. I know it might sound boring, but trust me, it is the foundation of financial success. Start by tracking your income and your expenses. There are plenty of apps and spreadsheets out there that make it nice and easy. Personally, I just put all of my transactions in a spreadsheet and then total them all up, so I know exactly where my money is going into each category of different expenses. Knowing where your money is going will help you make informed decisions about your spending. Creating a budget is like having a roadmap for your finances. It allows you to allocate money for essentials like tuition, rent, and groceries, while also setting aside funds for savings and discretionary spending. It's a very powerful tool to easily help stay in control of your money. Now on to tip number 2, cook at home. Embrace your inner chef. Eating out can quickly devour your budget. Instead, try cooking at home. It's not only more affordable, but it can also be healthier. You don't need to be a gourmet chef. Simple recipes and meal prep can save you both time and money. You can still buy a lot of fresh food at a reasonable price at the grocery store. Preparing your meals at home also gives you control over ingredients and portion sizes, so it's a win-win for your wallet and for your well-being. Also consider making a weekly meal plan and shopping list to avoid impulse purchases at the grocery store, and never shop while you're hungry. I also highly recommend do not use a meal plan if you don't have to, if you care anything about saving money. While meal plans and dining plans are convenient, college dining plans cost thousands more than you would traditionally spend on meals if you usually ate them at home. When I was in school, I did a bit of a hybrid approach. I ate at home from my dorm room or my apartment as often as I could without a meal plan, but would load a couple $100s onto my dining account so I could get quick meals in a pinch from the dining halls once in a while. Tip number 3 is a big game changer for students, buying textbooks. Textbooks can be a major expense, but there are ways to cut back those costs. Check online platforms, bookstores, campus bulletin boards for used books. From my experience, the textbooks at the campus library were way overpriced compared to used books on other online sites and other bookstores. I would also recommend exploring ebook options or considering renting a textbook instead of buying one. Used textbooks are often significantly cheaper than newer ones, and they are just as effective for your studies as long as you can still read it. In fact, in my experience, more than half of my courses that required a textbook did not even reference it a single time during the course. So you could also wait to buy your textbook until your professor confirms whether it's required and whether you'll actually use it after your first day of class. I would also recommend selling any unneeded textbooks back to the store at the end of the semester to recoup some of those costs. If you're enjoying the video so far and you want to see more financial advice and lifestyle tips, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel so we can help reach a wider audience. Now on to tip number 4. Take advantage of all those student discounts. Milk that student ID for all it's worth. Many businesses offer student discounts on everything from clothing to tech gadgets. Don't be shy to ask if there's a student rate at any of local businesses around campus. And always keep your ID handy. It's a small effort, but it can lead to big savings. In my experience, students could purchase tickets to sports games, and the school would give massive discounts to see the city's symphony orchestra play. We could purchase a $100 ticket for about $15 as a student. Make sure that you are aware of all the student discounts that your university and the surrounding businesses offer around your campus. Tip number 5 is a challenging one for many of us, and many students suffer from impulse spending. It's so easy to get caught up in the excitement of a sale online or the latest trend, but those small purchases add up over time. Before you buy, ask yourself, is it something that you want or is it something you truly need? You might be surprised at how much you can save just by being mindful of your spending habits. It's nice to treat yourself once in a while, but not to the point of doing it every week because it can add up fast. Impulse spending is often driven by emotions like stress, boredom, or a desire for instant gratification. Developing awareness of these triggers can help you make more intentional decisions about your purchases. Consider implementing a waiting period of 3 days before making non-essential purchases. Do you really need that pint of ice cream or bottle of alcohol after a rough test? Don't let your school stress lead you to impulse buy. Also, let's revisit tip 1. If you are tracking your income and expenses, it can help you understand where your money is going to ensure you are limiting those impulse buys. For the 6th tip, it's all about entertainment on a budget. College life does not have to be extravagant and be all about expensive outings. Look for free or low-cost activities on and off campus. From movie nights to community events, there are often plenty of ways to have fun without breaking the bank. Campus organizations and local communities often host events that are not only entertaining but budget-friendly. Keep an eye out for flyers, social media events, and campus newsletters to stay in the loop about upcoming activities on your campus. I would often host low-budget parties, movie nights, and game nights at my apartment, which was a ton of fun and costs were minimal. I'd also recommend getting involved in your local faith community or joining intramural sports as an inexpensive way to stay active and meet more people. Tip number 7 is probably the most difficult for me personally. Don't use a car unless you need to. Utilize public transportation. I know having a car on campus is really cool, especially as an underclassman. Gives you much more freedom in terms of where you can go and what you can do, but the cost can be surprisingly expensive to handle as a college student. Even if you're living off campus and saving money on housing, commuting costs can add up quickly. Try using public transportation or walking or biking around campus, as it can be much more affordable than owning a car. With the used car market not being great right now, skyrocketing car insurance prices, high maintenance costs, and gas prices, owning a car is typically one of your largest expenses. Most college campuses are very walkable, so if you don't need a car, don't use it. Larger universities often offer free public transportation to students to different parts on campus and the surrounding city, so there are usually some options. The university I attended had a bus that would go to the grocery store every Saturday morning for those without transportation to get groceries, so there are usually affordable options out there. In summary, public transportation is often subsidized for students, making it cost-effective and a sustainable choice. It can save you money on gas, parking, maintenance expenses associated with your vehicle, and car insurance. So consider exploring bike sharing programs or walking shorter distances to save even more. Tip number 8 is about balancing work and study. Consider part-time work or internships. Not only can this help you gain valuable experience in your field, but it can also provide an additional income stream. Look for opportunities that align with your schedule and career goals. Part-time work and internships are an excellent way to develop skills, build your resume, and even earn some extra cash on the side. Many employers understand the demands of student life and offer flexible schedules to accommodate your academic commitments. I know many students worked anywhere from 10 to 20 hours a week while they were in school, and I worked multiple internships over the course of my college career to pay off my school. Tip number 9, take advantage of those campus resources. From the libraries to the fitness center, your student fees often cover a variety of amenities that you wouldn't normally have. Instead of spending your money off campus at a gym or something, explore what your college has to offer. Whether it's free tutoring, access to the gym facilities, learning something new in a library or a lab, or utilizing career services, these offerings can save you money and contribute to your overall well-being. Take the time to explore what's available on your campus. It's part of what you're paying for. And finally, number 10, possibly one of the most important, is save as much as you can on housing costs. It's extremely expensive to have that on-campus college experience, living in dorms and on-campus apartments today. While the experience can be great, this is typically one of the categories where you'll have the most room to save money. If your parents will allow, consider commuting from home to save money on food and housing costs. Otherwise, off-campus housing and apartments are typically far less expensive than something that's on campus. Maybe you don't need the most luxurious apartment in the best part of campus. Rather, get a few friends together and rent an apartment or house off campus to save money. In my experience, I saved over $3,000 per semester doing this while I was in school. I know I said 10, but here's a bonus tip regarding financial security as a whole. Number 11, build an emergency fund. Life can be unpredictable, unfortunately, and unexpected expenses can arise quickly. Having a financial safety net can prevent you from dipping into your savings or resorting to credit cards in a time of need. I know it may not be feasible while you're a college student, but as soon as you can afford to, start building up your emergency fund. Aim to save 3 to 6 months worth of your living expenses. Start small if you need to, but make it a priority to build this fund over time. It can provide peace of mind and financial stability during challenging times. Remember, it's all about making informed choices, being mindful of your spending, and taking advantage of the resources available to you. If you found these tips helpful, give this video a like and share it with other students. And of course, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for more content on finance, wellness, and health in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time with more intentional insight.